Hi, my name is Dina Kopke and I'm the Director of Governmental Affairs for Emerson Commercial and Residential Solutions Europe. And we are a proud and long-time member of the European Heat Pump Association.
So hello everyone, my name is Sylvain Lamy and I am Vice President Marketing for Emerson Commercial and Residential Solutions Europe. Our journey towards green energy started quite some time ago. As a company, we anticipated that environmental initiatives would become predominant, and we wanted to support the industry with that matter. We have been committed for the past 20 years to provide environmentally friendly solutions to our various markets and partners, and are still very much engaged today. Example of that commitment from Emerson to green recovery. In 2002, we launched our first range of fixed-speed scroll compressors dedicated to residential heating, optimized at the time for heat pump applications, and we introduced our first generation of variable speed scroll for best-in-class energy efficiency nearly 14 years ago. Over the years, we have accumulated a lot of experience in applications like refrigeration that can be very demanding from an operation standpoint. That experience and know-how has also been applied to our heating products to offer strong solutions for heat pumps that are also very demanding type of applications. We have invested more than 10 million euro in testing and lab equipment for natural refrigerants, including flammables. But actually the journey isn't over, and today our commitment continues. Some of our experts are involved in many of the standardization committees to support the safe application of natural refrigerants, and we continue with our investments across all application segments. 80% of our projects today are dedicated to natural refrigerants, heat pumps in residential and commercial application, and also to support the electrification trend in transport. Innovation is useful if it solves a real and existing customer or end user pain. Our goal is to identify these pains and challenges and then figure out internally how to best solve them through innovative concepts and new technology, be it energy efficiency, sound compactness, cost, or other challenges. One example I can give is that we know that heat pumps, sound emission of heat pumps is a big challenge across Europe. These units are installed in residential areas, so they have to be extremely quiet. In some geographical areas, stringent regulations are in place to control sound emissions. Sound could be considered as a barrier for a major adoption of heat pumps across Europe. This is where innovation comes into place at Emerson. We give ourselves the goal to reduce the sound level and the sound quality of our compressors to support our customers to develop quieter systems. So another example is that those systems need to operate in very hard conditions, especially when ambient temperatures are low. A few years back, we innovated with EVI technology, which is a way to inject refrigerant in the scroll during the compression process. And as a result, the operating range of our compressors is extended. The problem to be solved there was the ability to operate even by temperatures of -20 to -25 outside. Innovation made this technically possible. The way we also drive innovation internally is by bringing our competencies together to work on innovative solutions. This means compression and compressor drive, controls and electronics. And the real question here is how to unleash additional value and benefits to our customers by making the components of the solution work better together, more reliably, allowing system OEMs to be faster in their development and bring new levels of efficiency and operation flexibility by developing customized control algorithms and softwares. So efficiency improvements go actually directly in the pocket of homeowners, so it is absolutely essential to focus on this.
The biggest challenges we face is the climate change by far. and we see a widening and more urgent scope of environmental regulations accordingly. The CO2 impact of heating and cooling is evident, and especially for cooling it will even increase in the future. On the other hand, especially heat pumps offer a lot of reduction potential, and any delay in heat pumps replacing fossil installations will seriously harm our CO2 emission reduction efforts. The widening scope of regulations impacting the HVACR industry has potential pitfalls, though. The ongoing review of the F-gas regulation and the additional potential ruling of F-gases under REACH in Europe create a lot of uncertainty. On top, we see increasing energy efficiency requirements, which are dependent on the choice of refrigerants, too. The whole HVACR industry has to work out what products to develop with which refrigerants to be as future-proof as possible, while at the same time serving the market with the existing and as well the just recently developed products. Especially the component manufacturers are catering to the global HVACR market, not only Europe. And they face a multitude of demands, all urgent of course, since every equipment manufacturer or end customer has different concerns. But one cannot suddenly stop in one area or direction and completely refocus on another one without endangering the timelines and wasting time. We have substantially increased our lab capacity for natural refrigerants, including flammable refrigerants, and we are heavily involved in the development of technical product standards too. This involvement helps us greatly to support our customers on how to interpret the maze of regulations and how to find their way in this ever-changing jungle of regulations. The worldwide framework condition we have is money makes the world go round. Therefore, I think that the European Green Deal must result in business opportunities in order to induce other world market players to move into the green direction. If there are no straightforward business opportunities, mainly due to cost, then the green direction has to be subsidized until it becomes a viable solution, like the cost of electrolyzers using renewable electricity for producing green hydrogen. I hope to see that the national recovery and resilience plans embrace the EU Green Deal ambitions accordingly. The EU's subsidiarity principle gives room to every member state to set their targets according to their own characteristic traits. The NRRPs I looked at so far had very often mentioned heat pump opportunities, which is a great sign for us. We need to identify member states who have neglected heat pumps and show them their potential in areas that the member state might not be aware of, like commercial and industrial uses. The technological change we need to go through is substantial. And the big question remains, will we be fast enough? Looking specifically at heat pumps as proven solution, we need to make the selection and installation of heat pumps as simple and speedy as possible while ensuring highest energy efficiencies. That's where we all have to work on.
Innovation cannot be forecasted or planned, but as I have mentioned before, it has to help with the various challenges faced by the residential heating industry. The challenges that spontaneously come to my mind are energy efficiency, sound emissions of a heat pump outdoor unit, but also the initial investment cost of a system. Innovation will play a large role in reducing the cost of this green solution going into residential applications. Innovation can come into play as well in finding a magic way of easily retrofitting old installations to accelerate the transition to green heating. A lot remains to be done also in terms of best use of renewable electricity by means of heat pumps and how to use the electricity only when necessary. At Emerson, we have an environmental sustainability framework that shows that we're committed to reduce our environmental footprint upstream and also downstream the value chain. Two of the pillars of that framework is about working together with industry players, partners, and various external stakeholders so that we bring innovation together to solve the key challenges that we face. All competencies are basically brought together for the development of next-generation residential heat pumps. And when you see the growth of heat pump solutions using natural refrigerants for space heating or for sanitary hot water, there is still room for innovation around propane and CO2 as natural refrigerants. And in parallel, a lot remains to be done also at a regulatory level. Innovation also concerns the production tool that needs to be upgraded or scaled up to being able to support the fast increasing demand in the near future.
Digitalization certainly impacts our business. Looking at Industry 4.0 efforts, online monitoring of HVACR installations, using sensors to understand the health index of an installation, analyzing runtime data and energy consumption monitoring, and so on. All industry players have seen the effects of digitalization. Furthermore, the energy sector will need digitalization to achieve grid flexibility, to offer consumers or prosumers rewards for their offered shut-off or thermal buffering flexibility. The Energy Performance of Buildings Directive influences technical building systems, and the Smart Readiness Indicator of buildings can only function through digitalization. Furthermore, digitalization will impact the capability to adapt to the needs of the occupant, also optimizing energy efficiency and overall performance. It will help to adapt the HVACR equipment operation to signals from the grid and achieve demand-side flexibility. It is an ongoing journey for our business, and the impact is at all levels in our company: internal, our processes, production, our products, our interaction with our customers. In terms of products, we have a unique position where we design and develop our components in such a way to prepare them for tomorrow's digital world with the help of our refrigerant circuit solutions approach, adding internal sensors, internal protection, developing intelligent controls, and so on. And creating the intellectual property around it is the obvious example. A sustainable energy system needs to make the most out of ambient energy. That's really the core. Heat pumps are the most impactful solutions for a sustainable energy systems, from residential and commercial to industrial heating applications. Heat pumps offer the highest environmental mitigation impact, actually at lowest cost. On top, heat pumps can make great use of waste heat and thereby increase larger system efficiencies. They are as well able to support district heating and cooling networks, because in those networks there will be less waste heat available due to the reduced use of fossil energy sources in power plants. Heat pumps and other HVACR installations allow buffering of thermal energy. They support demand-side flexibility and help to balance the electricity grid while making the best use of the renewable energy sources, such as air or ground. The 2050 targets cannot be reached without heat pumps, whether it is for residential or commercial applications, where the expectation is also that commercial heat pumps will replace commercial boilers.
In fact, behavioral changes are key to achieving a rapid reduction in CO2 emissions over the next 3 decades. Policy approaches, incentive programs in favor of green technology, or ban of grey technology, are the options to encourage homeowners and businesses to invest in green technology. But it also starts with the various industries being convinced that they can have a significant and positive impact, Green technology will certainly take off exponentially the day we can prove it is cost neutral compared to previous technology. Innovation will surely help with cost neutrality, as I previously mentioned. We also need to be more transparent about the true cost of a heat pump and the total cost that it represents. Homeowners should be helped in understanding the true cost impact, as the CO2 emission cost avoidance come into the equation as well. In spite of this, Emerson dedicates a lot of development resources to minimize the cost impact of green solutions compared to previously used systems. To give you an example, for residential heat pumps, if the cost of our solution to one of our customers was 100 about 10 years ago, it is today below 50, and the trend downwards will actually continue. We are also committed to reduce the cost of refrigeration systems that provide cooling in food retail with natural refrigerants such as CO2 or propane, or to offer a cost-optimized solution to support the electrification trend in transport, air conditioning, and refrigerated vehicles. Our efforts will for sure intensify in the future, and once we have proven to our partners that the transition is seamless from a cost impact point of view, we will be on a good way to reach our collective environmental goals.
And cheers to all of us for a green recovery.
So thank you very much, and cheers to a green recovery.